He needs that money.
Hundreds of pairs.
That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's not that expensive though, but
He's only 46. But he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys every pair.
You think they give them to him?
Yeah.
Putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family, and hurting my business. We're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company. I'm shopping, spending money, living life. Money made.
Joe Rogan has voiced sharp criticism following the latest revelations about Floyd Mayweather's alleged bankruptcy, emphasizing how even the wealthiest athletes can fall victim to reckless overspending. Rogan stressed that financial success does not exempt anyone from basic responsibilities, please. Tax obligations, referring to Mayweather's ongoing IRS issues. Rogan argued that unchecked luxury and poor financial planning often lead to collapse, no matter how large the fortune.
Owe that money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
it's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No,
It's just neglect to
it's
pay.
neglect, and it's also like I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money. There's probably a point when they're like, "Hey, it's time to pay your taxes," and you go like, "All right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money." And then they go, "That's true, but you owe 50 more," and he's just like, that can't be right. I've given
not
you
good?
$25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell those.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s legal action against Insider Inc. marks a dramatic shift in his public narrative. At the center of this defamation lawsuit is an article that questions the legitimacy of a staggering $42 million real estate deal allegedly involving Mayweather. According to the lawsuit, the publication intentionally distorted the facts surrounding the transaction, portraying Mayweather as dishonest or deceptive about his wealth. If the claim about acquiring 62 buildings holds true, it would rank among the largest individual real estate deals in recent memory. However, the article casts doubt on both the deal's existence and the financial logistics behind it, leaving Mayweather's credibility hanging in the balance. His legal move.
I know you guys want to talk about real estate. Only thing I'm doing is answer the question.
That is a real estate question.
Okay, so out of 48 years, I'm 48 years old, and I've never sued a media outlet. The media outlet throughout my life has bashed me, talked bad about me, spoke bad about my family. Now, I've always been judged because how I have presented myself when I'm promoting a fight. You cannot judge me for entertaining the people when I'm promoting a fight. Judge me for the person that you know. You can't judge me if you don't know me. So that's no different from people in this room may want to do a deal with me. But if someone going out there putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family and hurting my business, we're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company.
Mayweather's rebuttal targets the article's alleged bias and its omission of what he calls concrete documentation. He claims his legal team provided Insider Inc. with ample proof validating the real estate claims evidence he says was deliberately ignored in favor of a more sensational story. By pointing out that this is his first lawsuit of this kind against the media, Mayweather aims to highlight the gravity of the matter. His insistence on defending his reputation appears to be part of a broader strategy to portray himself as a responsible businessman, unfairly targeted by reckless journalism.
Built my name, to build my reputation, and I'm not gonna let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my company.
All right, one more toughie. So
Nothing is tough.
no, okay.
After being in the sport of boxing, dealing with the sport of boxing, there's nothing that's tough.
Fair. So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded
Well,
yet.
everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, If that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
Okay, so I think we'll end with this one. When I spoke to you all last week, you were riding around Miami. You were looking to buy even more.
Yes.
Have you bought anything in the week since we last spoke?
I don't know. I was out in Miami for a while. We were looking at a few properties. I'm pretty sure for the end of the year,
Stephen A. Smith's commentary further intensifies the controversy. He notes the lack of transparency surrounding Mayweather's business dealings, suggesting that the public image doesn't always reflect financial reality, while Smith doesn't outright dismiss Mayweather's legal challenge. He alludes to the hidden complexities behind the flashy headlines and eye-popping figures. His skepticism stems from how frequently Mayweather's ventures seem more focused on optics than solid fundamentals. The implication is clear. Mayweather may market himself as a business mogul, but the structural integrity of his empire remains in question.
I can't count the amount of examples where I saw people getting laid off, and then I see somebody come up right behind and get some contract. Business does business. You never know what's behind the goal of a business per se. What you do know is the work that you put in. If you're smart enough, what value comes with that work. And then at the same time, you also pride yourself in being very, very reasonable. I haven't, and I'm not going to talk about my contract negotiations with ESPN. They are ongoing. I think the talks have been very pleasant. I think we're making progress. We'll see what happens. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I've got decisions to make because I got a future to think.
50 Cent's remarks cut even deeper, zeroing in on the absence of tangible proof behind Mayweather's real estate claims. Rather than presenting clear contracts or bank records to defend his financial credibility, Mayweather has chosen to escalate matters through legal threats to critics like 50 Cent. This tactic resembles a smokescreen, a power play meant to silence skeptics rather than establish truth in today's culture, where audiences are increasingly suspicious of celebrity wealth. Such moves only stoke more doubt about what lies behind the carefully crafted facade.
In the description where y'all can watch that in full, and as we have already seen, 50 Cent has been very involved in critiquing, taking shots at Floyd Mayweather, and when this came across his desk, he did nothing other than that. If that's the case, it's going nowhere because you didn't do the deal, champ. He must have named the writer separately to make him have to pay his own legal team. The champ is mad, and 50 most definitely promoted his brands and everything with that, because 50 Cent has came into question about this deal that Floyd Mayweather has struck, showed his real estate businesses, and people started diving into it. Floyd Mayweather has been defending it, but I just realized he put this $100 million lawsuit in against Business Insider, saying that they have been going at him for a long time now, coming at his family, coming at his team, and saying these derogatory things and defaming him, so he won $100 million. The suit lost in the Southern District of New York names Insider Inc. and reporter Daniel Geiger as defendants. It is centered around reporting by Geiger about real estate deals Mayweather Jr. publicly discussed, including an agreement to buy a 62-building Manhattan apartment portfolio. Geiger reported in late March that there is no evidence that there has been a sale. According to the lawsuit, Geiger embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation categorized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth, but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success. It claims that Geiger refused to review documentation proving the deals in question happened, and suggests that there's a racial component to the reporter's work.
Mayweather's demeanor in interviews is typically nonchalant, but when financial questions arise, that confidence often gives way to ambiguity. His hesitance to disclose hard numbers or concrete details in response to bankruptcy rumors only fuels the speculation. Instead of extinguishing the controversy, his evasiveness adds to it. Public figures often rely on perception to maintain influence. Bet when cracks appear in that perception, the absence of transparency accelerates the fall from grace.
So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded.
Well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
That last statement was a fact. If that's bankrupt, I'm sure a lot of people want to live like that. I'd sell a few of them planes, especially if I was going bankrupt. But yeah, it wouldn't be a bad lifestyle to have. Now, Floyd Mayweather isn't the most articulate person. He does not articulate himself the best. This has been well known throughout his career. He is a prize fighter. He is a master promoter. He is a great business person. Put him behind a microphone or have him articulate himself, he's not the best at it. So if you listen to that and y'all tell me if y'all got the same vibe I did, or if y'all think that I'm tripping, it sounds like he's running around a lot of shit. And it's like, all right, bro, yeah, you might be going bankrupt. But let's understand something real quick. If one of Floyd Mayweather's businesses, or if his business is going bankrupt, that does not mean that Floyd Mayweather himself is broke. That means that his business may be struggling. Oh yeah, his business may be struggling, and you could file for bankruptcy. I think it's 13 or 9, chapter 13 or chapter 9, or whatever the case may be.
Mayweather's assertion that he has no tax liabilities stands in direct contradiction to formal IRS filings. Tax evasion and unpaid balances are serious issues, particularly for someone who has built a personal brand around financial dominance. This conflict strikes at the core of Mayweather's public image as untouchable mogul. If even the IRS is pursuing him, the illusion of flawless financial control begins to unravel. These legal developments not only give critics more ammunition, but may also trigger deeper investigations into his overall financial health. While Mayweather frequently touts a $400 million real estate portfolio, the specifics remain unveiled. His bold declarations inspire admiration, but without supporting evidence, they begin to look more like marketing than truth. The gap between his confident statements and verifiable facts is widening, raising the question: is this empire truly built on sound financial principles, or just a carefully maintained illusion?
It's Money May, Aaron Mayweather 2. Go Money Green on him. Change it up. Change it up. Change it up. That's what we do. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's what we did. I need everybody, all the fighters all around the world, MMA, boxers, follow this man right here. We get the job done. Money make, so y'all know the rest.
Social media has now become the front line in the battle over Mayweather's image, and in his case, the boundary between reality and public relations is becoming increasingly blurred. While the lawsuit may be aimed at silencing critics, it has had the opposite effect, sparking more debate and scrutiny. Fans aren't just questioning the authenticity of his wealth, they're also challenging the motives behind the legal action instead of clearing the air. The lawsuit seems to have deepened the mystery.
Apparently, Floyd Mayweather files a $100 million lawsuit against Business Insider over real estate deal report. Man, that's an expensive lawsuit. The lawsuit comes after a report by Business Insider journalist Daniel Geiger claimed that the 62-building Manhattan real estate portfolio that Mayweather announced he acquired never actually occurred. Geiger's report stated there was no evidence a sale was made. Mayweather's lawsuit claimed that Geiger refused to review documents of the deal, and it was an attempt by Geiger to publicly humiliate Mayweather. They embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation characterized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success. Floyd Mayweather. You know damn well he did not write that. And why would he? You know, he's talking about himself in third person. That's so cringe. Business Insider has provided a statement to Front Office Sports saying, "We will vigorously defend against this meritless attempt to discredit our reporting and smear our reporter." So they aren't backing down at all. It's gonna be
inside the boxing ring. Floyd Mayweather's undefeated record and defensive brilliance have rightfully earned him a place among the sports legends. But outside the ropes, his recent behavior has become a source of controversy. His bold claim of owning over $400 million in real estate was swiftly debunked when public records failed to back it up. The result wasn't just shock but disappointment. Many supporters now wonder if Mayweather is more committed to preserving the image of wealth than being truthful about what he has actually achieved.
For some odd reason, at the beginning of the year, Floyd Mayweather decided to tell us all that he bought a bunch of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Everybody has found out that that wasn't true. Apparently, it's not that hard to figure out who owns property. This is not an indictment on Floyd Mayweather as a boxer. He is one of the best boxers we've ever seen. Anybody who is privy to Floyd Mayweather's antics outside of the ring knows Floyd ain't bought no goddamn apartment buildings in no Upper Manhattan, bro. We knew that when he told us.
I'm not sure who Floyd Mayweather thought he was fooling. Nothing about Floyd Mayweather outside of a boxing ring says savvy. I'm sorry. This is the same Floyd Mayweather that 50 Cent told he would donate $50,000 to the charity of his choice to read Harry Potter. He bought $400 million worth of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Come on, Floyd. The people who was living in apartment buildings, the second they heard that Floyd Mayweather bought their building, they was on the phone with property management like, what's really? I will pay $10,000 a month, but I won't pay $10,000 a month to a nigga. Floyd, you can't just do that with Upper Manhattan apartment buildings, bro. Tell lies like that about the projects, man. You gotta do that to the hood, man. Ain't nobody going for that shit in Upper Manhattan, Floyd. You should have knew better than that, my boy. But then again, you are Floyd Mayweather. Oh, man. Anybody with common sense knew that Floyd was in trouble when he started.
There was a time when Mayweather's financial dominance seemed as remarkable as his boxing prowess. He earned over $1 billion through blockbuster pay-per-view fights and lucrative sponsorships, but instead of securing long-term stability through strategic investments, much of his wealth went into extreme luxuries, fleets of exotic cars, private jets, and custom jewelry. His lifestyle became a never-ending display of extravagance. Now signs of financial instability are emerging, raising questions about whether his fortune was ever as solid as it seemed his trajectory bears. Eerie similarities to that of Mike Tyson, who famously lost his vast fortune due to lavish spending, and poor choices despite their differences. Both fighters used wealth as a public symbol, but beneath the surface cracks began to show. Mayweather's constant flaunting of riches mirrors Tyson's past, hinting that he may be repeating the same costly mistakes.
Brown is always talking about the Miss Jackson situation. We've seen Marcos Maidana looking focused, more so focused on his baby and everything. So those are a lot of the minor takeaways. But my major takeaway from this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, is I was quickly hit with a emotion of nostalgia, you know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada, 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 it just kind of reminded me, there was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality, you know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. There's something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement, or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather.
Concerns about Mayweather's financial decisions aren't just coming from the media, but they're echoing within his own family. Jeff Mayweather, a respected trainer and close relative, has openly expressed confusion over Floyd's erratic investment behavior. His impulsive ventures, particularly in high-risk real estate, suggest a lack of strategic planning instead of relying on expert advice. Floyd appears to be navigating these complex markets fueled by ego. This reckless approach casts real doubt on the stability of his wealth. For years, his fame was driven as much by ostentatious displays of fortune as by his boxing achievements, but now, as cracks begin to form, the illusion of untouchable success is starting to fadden. The world is beginning to see through the show.